Welcome to the TheAfterHourPod. We are Eastside Academy. It's your boy, Mr. Productions.
It's a boy section.
Hey,
Let's get into it.
Eagles Nation.
Eagles
Browns and
Nation.
Eagles. 16-20. A game that should have never been this close.
Still got to clean up a lot of stuff.
Nick
A
Sirianni.
lot of stuff. Well, yeah, that's one.
Nick. Nick Sirianni.
Next, Sirianni is gonna like him taunting the fans after winning is just a big no, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Because all right, let's say this. Most of the fan base wants you out, right? They were chanting "Fire Sirianni" at the game. I heard it. So he wins the game against the Poverty Browns by 4 points. By the way, every other NFC East team beat the Browns by more points, including the Giants. This is what makes the Giants week look very convincing. So we beat the Browns at home by 4 points, and this man Sirianni is going to be stunning. That just tells you how far we've fallen. We used to be beating some crazy good teams. Like our Super Bowl year, we've been being good teams. The year after, good teams. But now, we're beating the Poverty Browns. Now we don't know how to act. So I'm like, okay, cool. So you're on the next game you lose, they're gonna light you up.
And it will be well deserved.
Mm-hmm.
But the stats here, it just shows that we shouldn't have been this close. We got the Browns, Deshaun Watson, 168 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Strong Jr. Oh man. 8 carries, 43 yards, 0 touchdowns. Amari Cooper, 4 catches, 42 yards, and 0 touchdowns. And speaking of Amari Cooper, he is now officially a member of the Bills.
Yep.
And Devontae
Boy got
Adams is now
traded.
officially a member of the Jets.
I mean, yeah, Aaron Rodgers definitely had nothing to do with that.
Oh
Jets have
boy, did he
no
not?
cap space right now. They're negative cap space, if anything, because the contract that the Raiders had for Adams, I looked at it and I'm like, yo, he was getting paid that much money. I'm like, wow. So Raiders won't be paying off the rest of this year at all. All of the money that he's associated with is going to the Jets. So this is a win it all situation for the Jets. If they can't win
The
it all
Super
this
Bowl of
year
our
or next year, then all that negative cap is gonna come back to them, and they're gonna have to give away a lot of good players or trade a lot of good players because yeah, it's either this year or next year for them because
exactly.
they're in such a not a dark place, but it's not looking good. Especially like the Bills. Josh Allen had no receiver basically, and he still won.
Mm-hmm.
So and he has
But
Amari
that is the
Cooper.
Patriots, though.
Mm.
But let's get to these Eagle stats. Hurts, 264 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Saquon, 18 carries, 47 yards, 0 touchdowns. The return in AJ Brown. And man, when I say this felt very good to have him back, we felt that impact.
Mm-hmm.
6 catches, 116 yards, 1 touchdown. Oh yeah, not just only that. Devontae Smith, what a
Mm-hmm.
touchdown from him. What a game from him.
What a
Those two
game.
being back, we felt that.
Yep. And here's another stat for you guys. The Eagles are 8-0 if Jalen throws a touchdown to both AJ Brown and Devontae Smith.
Mm.
That's all we gotta do, man. Get them involved in the scoring plays. Right? So Devonta Smith came back. He looked impressive. He got wide open on a drag and I think it was a post. So like things like that make me confident. And even though the Browns are poverty, their defense is not a joke. So it was really impressive. The AJ Brown thing though, it's hard to cover that, man. I know it is, but it's like that in the last throw. I was like, all right, I just don't like how sometimes the Eagles call plays because why not just run the ball and get the clock down, and we'd punt it back at like 30 seconds, and they'd have to go up this field and score six on us. But instead, we wanted to take the big play to seal the game. It's things like that. I'm like, Sirianni, come on, man. What if when Jalen threw that ball, it got tipped and picked off, and it was a pick return for a pick six? That would have been crazy. But either way, the decision making, I'm still not confident about because, of course, our head coach is not the brightest man on the bus, but it is what it is.
Yep. And as I said, we barely beat the Browns. Even
Barely.
though AJ and Smith had a great game, this offense was still sloppy. Nick taunting the fans after the game. Eagle fans, as Section said, chanting fire Nick. And speaking to Nick Sirianni, Hertz and BG and other players told him he needs to get back to the 2022 version of himself.
Well,
So does he or does he not? Section is the
well,
question to you.
I, honestly, no, we can't because it's not just about him; it's about the team too. If you can't get like that energy in the locker room again, it's not happening.
Hmm.
And there's many reports saying there's a lot of people who don't believe in him anymore. He can't get back to that energy if like, and the team still like Hertz always says this. We still don't know who we are. We gotta find our identity. We don't know what's going on yet, but we'll try to see. I'm like, come on, man. We've been saying this shit since last year. What do you mean? We had a whole off season again, and you're still saying we don't know who we are. So it's stuff like this. I blame the head coach. Like you're going into game four, right? And
Mm-hmm.
you have your quarterback saying stuff like that. We were coming off a bye week as well. What did you guys do during the bye week? So
They just
yeah,
talked.
and they're lucky Watson is not a great quarterback right now, man.
No,
If that
he's
was
not.
like a Jaden Daniels, we would have lost by like two scores at least. There were some throws that Watson could have made, but he didn't. So
Mm-mm.
even still,
That,
the defense didn't ball out either.
that defense is carrying that team.
Mm-hmm.
But speaking of Nick,
Yeah,
let's talk about his history with us before he gets the hammer, the pink slip.
the pink slip.
So his years with us, Nick Sirianni.
Mm-hmm.
He is 37-19 as the head coach, 3 playoff
And
appearances,
a lot of
and
people say, "Oh, that's a great record, right?" Well, yeah, but this is the thing. It's the standard and how you got the record.
mm-hmm.
Let's be fair. Like half of those wins, it's not because he got them. He didn't put us in positions to win. It's basically our players doing it. There was a lot of close games in those wins, man.
That is
So,
true.
and that's the thing. It's like his game planning and decision making has been so poor that you'd wonder how does he have a winning record? Well, like probably a quarter of those wins came from the Super Bowl run and like the first half of the year after, and then the drop off and everything else look bad. And people are saying, "Oh, it's because he lost, Shane Steichen and John DeGannon, right?" I'm like, all right, maybe, but that would mean
Could be.
it was Shane Steichen that was calling all them big plays, and it was working.
Mm-hmm. And that's the one
Maybe they
thing
were
I've been
true.
saying. He
Maybe
needs to
Shane
give
should
up,
have been the head coach.
the calling for those big moments.
Yep.
He needs to put that all in the hands of Moore.
Mm,
But this man has a 66 winning percentage, 15th in the NFL history among 201 qualified head coaches, the second highest active coaches. And throughout each season, throughout our records, 2021, we were 9-8, made the playoffs, lost to the Bucks with Tom Brady in the first round. 2022 Super Bowl appearance, 14-3, lost to the Chiefs by a very, very dumb ref call by a very, very dumb player at the safety position, but that's near here and there. 2023, 11-6, lost in the first round to the Bucks again, but with Baker Mayfield as quarterback. And now,
mm.
right now, 2024, we are 3-2, and it's like, sure, we've been to the playoffs, but throughout those years, other than 2022, they have been rocky. Now I can understand 2021, first year, first year for Hertz as well, getting a full start season. I
Hmm.
can understand that. But now in 2023, we're no excuses.
No excuses, right? So it's kind of like you expect us to do better, but you're wondering what's holding us back.
Ourselves.
It's got to be, yeah, it's got to be ourselves. People like, okay, when we step into a game, right, with a team, we always got to play against ourselves before we play the team. And when the person said that, I'm like, you know what, he's right. Because every mistake that we make, it's some stupid shit that either miscommunication or nobody can like decision make. So I'm like, oh man, this, this team's just giving people gray hairs at early age. So when it comes to Sirianni, like coaching is a big problem on this team. It's been a problem for 2 years now. So we're gonna have to see how this goes. I'm still not sold on Vic Fangio being like the defensive coordinator for a long time here, because he just plays too conservative. Like a lot of people say it's predictable, and I'm seeing it. Like when
I'm
we
not
play the
sold,
Bengals, it's gonna
but
be
it's
bad.
better than what we had last year.
Was it though? We're still undefeated up until week 10.
Hey man, look, from what my eyes saw last year, I'd rather see this.
If you say so. But
But the offense, it needs some changes. And I said
mm,
this, we need to start fast every single time. First quarter, second quarter, all the quarters, but mainly just on first two.
yeah,
We
we
need to
still
start
haven't
running
scored
the
a
ball.
single point. We haven't scored a single point in the first quarter since the
Not a field goal,
since the
not a
since the year
touchdown.
started. It's crazy.
We need more
We're the only
pre-snap
team that
motion.
did that. Hmm.
Hmm. We need to target the middle of the field more. And I said we should start doing that with either the receiver we picked up from the Commanders or from Goddard.
Awesome.
Now I know Goddard, he's
Gunner's
out, he's
down
injured.
again. Hmm.
Hmm. Just like Jordan Mailata, he's out. But the next man has to step up. They have to do their
Yep.
job. We have to get them
Speaking of
involved
that,
more.
that boy Noah Brown,
Hmm.
he he's good. Shit. See,
He
when he
is.
came from Mailata, I guess the Browns wanted to say, all right, we're gonna put pressure on him. So they moved Miles Garrett over from Lane Johnson because he wasn't gonna get a sack on Lane
Now.
over to Noah Brown, and it was like he was locking him up too.
Hmm.
Like no penalties, no holds. Hurts could Hurts could have been in the pocket sleeping. So that's one thing that really surprised me. So it's always the sleepers or the diamonds you find. When you, so yep, that's one thing.
Mm-hmm. But another thing. We're back to Nick again. This
And
man taunting the fans, the Philadelphia fans, the Philadelphia Eagle fans, the
he
natives of
signed his
Philly.
death certificate.
You do know they like this stuff, and they will hold receipts of you doing this if something goes wrong and it's under your watch. Why did you need to do this? Because you probably wanted to prove a point that we can get a win, but at the end of the day, it's the Browns.
Hmm.
And I don't know if you brought your kids and the was it the after game press or whatever it is, the little media thing they do afterwards. I don't know if that was a distraction to be like, hey, look at my kids. Hey, this, that, and the third. Hey, don't question me on this, that, and the third. I'm doing a good job. You see, I beat the Browns. No, we don't care. Don't put your kids in that predicament if that's the case. These my words, not yours. But it's you made yourself look like a clown.
You did, and it's against the fucking Browns too, man. The Browns. Like
Exactly.
if Watson was still in his prime at Houston, we would have got dotted
Oh,
up.
we would have got cooked.
We would have got cooked bad because like the defense, the back, it still didn't look good. Avante Maddox still missing a tackle. No surprise. Nakobe Dean missed a tackle too. And because like I saw the video of Dean missing that tackle, a lot of people are like, why the fuck did we release Devin White again?
Uh,
So I'm
I
like,
don't know.
it makes no sense because if Devin White or Zach Bond gets injured right now, what the fuck are we gonna do? Put in Jeremiah Trotter and just say, okay, X Man, go in there and be like your dad. If
It's
we
I don't
lose
know.
Zach Bond right now, this defense is poverty.
I said this with Devin White. I said don't release him or cut him. Either let him play middle linebacker or try something new and have him put his hands in the dirt and try to, work in that rotation of an edge rusher. Something. Not release him. Or if if you want him to be healthy and be good, keep him as a good trade package for the trade deadline or something. Because releasing him, you did nothing. Like you got nothing in return. He just walked free just to make another team better with given the right minutes and the right snaps.
Hmm.
And with all that, man, the NFC East standings, Commanders 4-2. I know they came off that game with Baltimore. Good game. Eagles 3-2. Them girls 3-3. And a blowout. Detroit Lions. Man, man, man. Other than, the win, I'll say this. Hitcherson, man, hey man, get well, man.
That's gonna be a
That
year. That is gonna
yeah.
be a year. Yeah, to be an Anfield. Mm. Like that's like a 4 month of rehab, but like a 6 month of like recovery. So we might not even see that guy for the next year's start of the season. So yeah, it's bad, and
Mm-hmm.
it's such an unfortunate injury because he just ran into his other player. He saw the way his leg snapped, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm. People are saying, "Oh, this might be career ending because it's the way his leg snapped." When
I hope
bones
it's not.
heal, it can. I hope not too, but that's almost like the same injury that RG3 had.
Mm.
So I really hope
Mm.
for his sake that it's not. He's young
Uh,
and he's great,
yeah.
But injuries like this can slow a defensive pass rusher down.
Mm.
Uh,
And then we got the Giants, our next opponents, who are at 2-4, which
two
we
and
will be
four.
stepping into that game. Because
Mm-hmm.
man, if we lose to the Giants,
Crazy because I can see us losing. Not because I want Sirianni to lose, but I can actually see us losing. One, this defense is not impressive. And
I'm telling you right now, if I don't see Saquon go off and let this be his vengeance game, oh,
it's funny
if you're
because Saquon
firing
does
Nick,
get something too.
man, if you firing Nick, I hope he walks home.
Well, Saquon just said something
Call the truck
funny.
man. Get that car tooled.
Mm,
You gonna walk
Cartoon.
home. And
Saquon
we in
said
New
when I
York too.
return to MetLife, I don't think I'm gonna get booed. And I'm like, Saquon, you're definitely gonna
You're
get
going to
booed.
get booed. They
As
saw
soon as you touch
you
the field,
as
they're
the
gonna get
traitor.
booed. Hmm.
And the thing is, you damn right he should have betrayed y'all. Y'all did nothing with him. Y'all slapped him with a franchise tag when you should have extended him. And when it was time for him to get extended again, you fucking gave that contract to Daniel Jones,
You
who should
paid
have never
Daniel
even
Jones
gotten
before
that
you
contract.
paid that man. It's crazy.
Like that was the best weapon on y'all team offensively, other
Hmm.
than the certain pieces they got for the defense. But it's if I don't see him go off, I just don't know. Hey, it was Nick. It was Nick's decision. I don't care if it was Howard that made the decision. It was Nick.
It was Nick.
And the one thing I'll say, with Jordan out, you know, Dexter, he's gonna find a way to get inside. Now, yes, we just gave praise to old boy that was in his spot, but
Hmm.
this is still Dexter.
We might put Brian Burns over there,
We might, but
and that's
we gotta make
Kayvon
sure we
Thibodeau
got we
over
make
the
sure
other
we gotta
side.
keep him away from Hurts.
That I think Hurts gonna get sacked at least 3 times. That Giants D line is scary.
3, I say 4, because I can see it.
That's at
And
least.
then you got the whole defense in a whole. They're number one in sacks, number one sack rate, tackles for loss. They're second. Touchdowns allowed, 6. And then you got their whatever you call that quarterback, Daniel Jones. Jones has passed 8 touchdowns in the last 13 games. He has, well, matter of fact, he is 1-14 in primetime games and hasn't thrown a touchdown in the last 7 primetime game matchups. 2024 stats, he's 62%, 16, not 16, 6 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. And the Giants offense, 29th. Bad.
It's bad, but trust me, the Eagles will somehow make it look worse
And
because we
that's
always play down
the
to our
bad part.
opponents. Always play down to our opponents, no matter who they are. Like when we lost to the Cardinals last year, and everybody was like, "Oh, well, it's gonna be easy because the Cardinals were a bad team," but we made it worse. So at least Sidney Brown is coming back, and Mekhi Becton is coming back. Becton said he's not excited about this game because he hates playing in this stadium. I'm like, I don't blame you, man. The Jets didn't really do you. They did you dirty.
Yeah. One person I will say that played good during the Browns game, DeJean.
Up Cooper starting. He's starting now, but he's not really fully starting because I still see them
True,
rotating
man,
him
but
with
it just felt good.
Maddox. Yeah, yeah. He's going places. He's
Fortnite
going
Maddox.
places. Man better switch careers, go to Fortnite.
Oh man, that clip of him saying that, man. But
Mhm.
ay, ay, ay. we can beat the Giants. Like we can beat them.
What we could beat the we could have beat the
But we can
Falcons.
also lose to them too.
Yeah, we could have beat the Falcons. Realistically, we could have beat the Bucks. As bad as that game looked, we only lost by 2 scores, and the Eagles did nothing in the first half in that game. So
Mm-hmm.
we were down by 2 scores in less than 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So we really just gotta clean everything up ourselves.
That
So
is
if we
true.
walk into that game against the Giants, I think we'll see. Are we the home team? Or I think we're going there.
No, we're the away team.
Yeah, we're
They're the
going
home
there.
team.
Shit. So the first matchup will be at MetLife. So
Mm-hmm.
this could be bad in one. That crowd.
Man,
I've been in MetLife
like,
Stadium. It's not the greatest experience.
let me see what the weather's gonna be like that game.
I think it's 1 o'clock. It was supposed to be a 4 o'clock game. They flexed it.
No, I know the time, but I'm talking about like weather wise.
Well, if it's a rainy game, maybe, just maybe, you run the ball all game.
What's it looking like Sunday? 76. Let's see. Wind 6 per mile. Okay, it's a nice day.
All right.
And watch me find a way to fucking lose.
Oh, I'm glad you said it.
It's always sunny in New York, not Philly.
Sunny
'Cause,
day.
boy, they come back over that bridge. Why are the fans so aggressive? Hey Nick, do you know what? Where's Nick? Oh, he left.
Oh,
He
oh,
saw this coming.
yeah.
He has a
We let
private bus.
we left old boy behind to walk, and even when he comes back to Philly finally, his things will already be in a box. And it's gonna be that meme with Jamal Adams walking up to the door like, oh, I guess they must have cut me
That
already.
will always be a funny meme. That will always be funny.
Yeah, that's what I see happening if Sirianni keeps playing around.
You keep playing around, mess around to find out. You're gonna have a
Hmm.
pink slip already ready for you.
When that man
Man.
approaches the building, he's gonna be like, I guess they must have cut me. Like, yeah, we did. He's
Hey,
gonna look at
hey,
his phone and see NFL says Nick Sirianni has been fired. Like, how I get fired? I didn't know yet.
oh, trust me,
I'm
who's gonna
sure
let you
they're
know?
gonna say it. Oh, we wanted you to know the hard way.
Mm-mm-mm.
So
Man,
I really hope Giants. This is bad for me to say, but I really hope the Giants like expose us, man. We can still win the game, but we want to win it in a bad manner.
man, I see your vision. It's just, I don't know. It's like I want that to happen, but at the same time, it's like I'm not trying to give the Giants all this, glory within this game.
Hmm.
It's just
But
I don't
the
know.
thing is, we're literally the team to do that.
Man. Mm-mm-mm. Do we have any Thursday night games coming up?
Every team have at least two. We already played one, so
Mm-hmm.
I bet we do. A team like us usually have like 3 or 4 Thursday nights.
Yeah, because I really hope so. Because I won't play on Thursday. But any questions for me?
Mr. Productions. Yes, I have a question for you.
Hey, it could be about the Eagles. It could be about my Packers.
Oh
Something.
no! Hey, the Packers are finding the wheels again. I see them. They're doing their thing, slow and steady. Right? Nothing against the Packers right now. But I
Hey,
gotta talk about something real quick,
Packers
right?
Nation. Y'all, hey, boy, y'all doing y'all thing.
Mm, mm, mm.
Eagles, y'all doing y'all thing too. Somewhat.
Uh,
It's Nick.
somewhat.
I'm telling you, if anything go wrong, it's Nick.
Well, here's the first question.
Mm-hmm.
Regarding those trade rumors of us making a trade before deadline, if the Miles Garrett thing is true, what do you think we're gonna have to give up to get a man like that?
We would have to at least give up Darius,
Mm-hmm.
uh Maddox, um hmm. You know what? I'll give up Jordan Davis and a
Ooh,
third
okay,
round.
okay. I like it.
Because
Here's the
I'm
thing.
at a point with Jordan Davis. He's that I he's the I don't know, man. It's just we're in year three. You still haven't done much. Like you haven't shown me like with Carter, he's shown me he's that guy. And we're not even just going based off of the Saints game this year. Last year, he was going off. And
Mm-hmm.
for you to be his counterpart, it's kind of making me look at what you did at Georgia like he was carrying you. And I don't want to think
Yep.
that way because when you were by yourself alongside with Fletcher Cox, I don't want to use that example because it's like Fletcher Cox is kind of carrying you. It's
Mm-hmm.
like you had a good season. I don't know what happened because you did say you did say you was going to lose the weight and change and get better, which you was doing during practice. But at the end of the day, that's practice. The real test is in game, and you have not shown me that. I would love to keep you, but where we at now, you just gonna have. Hey, this is just business. You just got to be that trade piece because Miles, the creeper himself, oh, he gonna do his thing.
Yep. Not surprised. Like Miles dominates 90% of like he will batter 90% of O lines out there by himself. So with this D line, Miles Garrett beside Jalen Carter, it's gonna be illegal. Because one way or another, one of them will get to the quarterback in less than 2 seconds.
You know, it'd be
So,
crazy.
hmm
We do make that trade and we get him, and somehow Hassan Reddick somewhat gets over here. Now picture him on the team with us, with Carter
here's the
in the
thing:
middle, and
the only
Miles.
the only way Hassan could come back is if he gets cut. Because you
I can
can't.
see that.
And NFL
I
rules
don't
can't
want
have a
that to
guy
happen to
trade
him,
back. Yeah, but he
but I
can't
can see
trade
it.
back to a team that you traded, for the prior in the same year. That's a rule in the NFL. So
Mm.
since we traded it to the Jets, we can't get him back unless the Jets cut him. They can't trade him back to us. Although the Jets said, okay, you want to seek a trade, go ahead, seek a trade. So I think the Lions would probably pick him up because of Hutchinson. That'd be something. That'd be cool to see.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Hassan being back here would be crazy. That D line would be illegal. Miles on
Listen,
the
man.
right and Hassan in the left. Jalen Carter. And you know who's impressing me now? Moro Jomo,
Mm.
D tackle. He's making some crazy plays right now.
What about Nolan Smith?
He's getting there. I see him making some moves. He's getting there. He's very he's very passionate. But
He is.
right now, it's just sad that back you got old man Brandon Graham still looking
It
like he's elite.
it that whole
That man
situation.
might as
Like,
well that man might as well play for 4 more years if he's one of the best looking
nah,
guys on the D line.
nah, man. Enjoy your time with your family. Thank you for everything you've done. Thank you for the Super Bowl run. It's
But
time for
what?
these youngins to, evolve and get better.
These young's will get better without the vets around them.
That's what I'm saying. You better get ready because once he gone, you're on the island by yourself.
Hmm.
No more holding your hand. It's just one on one.
Oh, I was gonna mention this too. This is like another question from for you. Like Rodney McLeod, Eagles
Mm-hmm.
legend safety who went to
Mm-hmm.
the Colts and then he's now in the Browns.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought he was finished and washed.
I thought he
When
wasn't in the league no more. I thought he retired.
no, he was in the league. He was just like not
And that's not to say
doing.
like a bad thing, like, like he's out of the league because he just started becoming trash. No, I'm saying like it was his decision. He wanted to retire. He did everything. But
Yeah.
his name popping up on the screen surprised me. I will say this. When he returned the ball from the block punt or field goal, I wasn't
Hmm.
mad because of the memories we have with him being with us.
Yep.
I wasn't mad about it. I was like, you know what?
Me neither. But
You
here's
earned
the
this one.
thing. I wasn't mad. I mean, like you gotta make your play. You gotta do what you gotta do for the team you're on. This
Mm-hmm.
man looked so good against us, and he left what 5 years ago?
I want to
Or it
say
was like
good like
4 seasons, maybe.
three, 3 years ago. But man, it
No, because
just
he was with the Colts
oh yeah, he was with the coach. So it
for
was
like
like
three
I want to say
seasons
four.
ago. Yeah, this would be the 4th season now that he left us. And
Yeah.
when he left us, bro was already at the end of his career.
Mm-hmm.
Cause like, yeah, I remember because Jonathan Gannon wanted to get a new safety back there. So and that was 3 years ago. So when he left,
Okay.
and I'm like, oh, we're gonna miss him very because it was him and Malcolm Jenkins back there locking people up. So him seeing him come back and do that to us, and I'm like, bro, it's like when you leave Philly, especially you will either look great because you know how this team plays or something, or we'll
Mm-hmm.
make anybody go off against us. But this man was supposed to be washed.
Mm-hmm.
This man was supposed to be washed.
And yet he schooled us.
Yep. And when he was on defense, and the only reason he was on defense too was because like their guy, I think Grant Delpit, yeah, he was injured. So they said, all right, we're gonna put him out there and see how it goes. And boy, he messed us up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying like some of the throws that Hurts got off, it was close. That's why the game was close to begin with.
That is
But
true.
hey, we won, and fucking Sirianni, like he's gonna stunt on, he's gonna dance and stunt like we didn't just beat the Poverty Browns. And the funny thing is, the Browns were so banged up coming into that game
Mm-hmm.
that if they were fully healthy, we could have really lost that game and made
That is
Deshaun
true.
Watson look so good.
It's just man. Thank God that we did not lose to them. Boy.
Because if we did, Sirianni, your firing would have been generational, man.
Mm-hmm. I would have never known. We would have had two bad Nicks in 1 year. The first Nick came from Nickelodeon, from the
Oh
Quiet on the
my
Set
god.
documentary, and now we got Nick Sirianni.
Sure. Sure.
How many Knicks can we go? Because man,
It was bad.
my question to you is,
Mm.
if we do beat the Giants, hmm, can you see us with the team that we are? See us beating the Bengals, the Rams, and the Commanders in these next upcoming games with the roster that we got with Nick Sirianni?
No, nope, and no. Let's me be honest. If we somehow beat the Bengals, and Bengals are going to be healthy, depending what happens this week. If we beat the Bengals, then I can see Sirianni keeping this job for a little longer. But it starts with this week first. If for some reason we lose to the Giants and beat the Bengals, I'm gonna be so mad. Because if we lose to the Giants now, we're gonna expect to lose to the Bengals, right?
Mm-hmm.
But this is why this team's so confusing. We would lose to trash teams and beat the great ones, or like lose when we expect to win and win when it doesn't really count or when it matters. And it Nick has a lot to do with this too.
Mm. That is true. Mm-mm-mm.
I don't know, man. This team just makes rocket science look so believable.
Almost makes you believe that the Earth is flat, but it's here and there. Man, the way the Eagles been playing, I can't wait for the NBA to come back next week. Talk about my Cavs, your Heat, Jalil Sixers.
Might as well, man. This team
Boy,
makes NBA look very, very reasonable right now.
mm-hmm. Oh, I got my predictions for that. Got the World Series coming up soon. I honestly want it to be the Guardians and I'll say the Dodgers,
Dodgers.
because I don't want the Yankees in the World Series. Because if they do, this will be the first time that I would ever root for any other team other than my Houston Astros. Because if they somehow make it, Dodgers, I need you to beat the brakes off of them. They don't need it. Let them sit there. Let them be the Cowboys of the baseball league.
Hmm.
They don't need it. Mm-mm. Because the Dodgers,
Hmm.
they deserve
Speaking of
it.
the Cowboys, like, I know we're bad, but Jesus, if
We knew
Nick
what
finds
they
a
were going to
way,
be. They didn't
yeah,
make any
we called
moves.
it. We called it, but like, if Nick will probably find some way to lose to them, and I'm ever so serious right now.
Nah, I can't even say that
Oh
because
man, he'll
shoot,
he'll find a way.
their coach, hot seat, he ain't even in the building. He coaching from outside. That's an Elon Musk robot.
Hmm.
He really outside the building coaching, and he just reporting through that robot because that's how bad it is for him. Shoot, I should know how he is. He was on my Packers. Try to take
Hmm.
credit for things that he didn't do. Mm-mm-mm. Man, he better go first before Nick. Like we know Jerry Jones ain't gonna go nowhere no time soon. He is the Vince McMahon of the NFL.
Yep.
Yep. And man, that game against the Lions. Thank you, Detroit. I was so happy when they lost. They got humbled. They thought they were gonna beat the Lions. Did you not see who the Lions were last year and the year before that?
Yep. We all
All the
saw.
Lions fans out there, thank you. Thank you for punching on the Cowboys on Jerry Jones' birthday.
On his birthday was crazy too.
Man was
This
getting
man,
beat so bad he almost thought his life flashed before his eyes. No, that was just someone blowing out the candles for you, Jerry. Because when they was calling your name to blow out the candles, you was so shocked on the beating that you was getting from the Lions.
I ain't gonna lie, that shit was it was hilarious.
Yes, it
'Cause
was.
every time the Cowboys got scored on, you saw the camera went straight to Jerry Jones' face.
You just saw him like this
I
every
think
time.
it's I think you saw a ghost. Like Jerry, are you okay? Are you okay, Jerry? You see him just staring like it's Vietnam flashbacks.
Oh
Like
man. Thank you, Detroit.
and he
And
just he
every
just
Detroit
paid
fan.
that he just paid CD. So the franchise is in a tough spot right now.
Yes,
Thank you
they
for
are.
paying Dak Prescott. So
It sucks because the court was it Trey Lance who got
mhm.
traded from the
Niners.
Niners to the Cowboys. Man, I feel bad for him.
Mhm.
Because he's a great young quarterback. Sure, he didn't get the experience that he needed for a very long time, but man, y'all need him over Dak. Not sure. Would have caught you to win against the Lions? No.
No.
That's still the Lions.
Mhm.
Respect them. They're in the best division with everybody having the best record. A person can lose in that division, and guess what? You're still a winner. Shout out to my
Mhm.
Packers. Yeah. Um, but hey man, this was a great episode. Not so much, talking about Nick
Mhm.
Sirianni. More of, Cowboys. But hey, man, great episode. Section, take us out. And again, thank you, Lions fans.
Yes, that's the only benefit of this week, apart from barely beating the Poverty Browns. But yes, thank you everybody for coming out to another episode of the After Our Pod NFL edition. It's been an interesting talk. Fire Sirianni, fire Sirianni. Get him out of here. But yes, please like and subscribe, turn on notification bell, comment and tell us what you want to see, what you want us to talk about. And this is Section signing off, and we'll see you again next time.
Mm-hmm. And again, thank you, Lions fans. You can follow the After Hour Pod on Instagram, X, and TikTok at the After Hour Pod. You can follow me at Mr. Productions 316, Instagram, X, and TikTok. You can follow Section at,
Section JA on Instagram and Twitter.
and we'll see you guys next week.
Mm-hmm. Peace.